I kissed her forehead like always. Then she looked at me like I was a stranger who'd broken into her home. Her eyes didn't soften. No smile. Just fear. The coffee mug on the counter still said "World's Okayest husband," but she didn't recognize the words or me. I whispered her name, and she flinched. This wasn't the first time. But today it hurt worse. I reached for her hand. She pulled back like I'd burned her. The red slip-on shoes sat by the door, just where she left them last night. I didn't move them this time. I thought if I let everything stay exactly right, maybe she'd remember. But the clock on the nightstand still reads 6:47. It's always 6:47. And every morning, she forgets me all over again. I followed her to the porch like I always do, begging for a clue. The geraniums were still blooming red, the same as yesterday, and the step near the door was still missing. She paused on the threshold, turned, and asked if I lived here. My chest cracked open. That's when I realized she doesn't just forget me. She forgets this house, this life, everything we built. I didn't kiss her this time. I just stood there, hands trembling, as she stared at my wedding band tattoo like it was graffiti on a wall. She traced the ink with her eyes, then shook her head. "That's not mine," she said. My voice broke. "It's ours," but she didn't hear me. The breeze lifted her ash-blonde hair, and for a second, I swear I saw the blue strand flicker, not blue anymore. Gray. I ran back inside like I always do, ripping open drawers, flipping through journals, anything to find a pattern. Notes littered the table in her handwriting. He says we met at a bookstore. He says I love lavender spray, but none of it matched what I remembered. None of it was real to her. The bottle sat on the counter. I sprayed it once just to hear her laugh. She just frowned and asked why I smelled like a funeral. I moved the coffee mug to the cabinet. I hid her red shoes under the bed. I turned off the alarm clock so it wouldn't read 6:47. Nothing changed. She still woke up confused, still didn't know me. And when I kissed her goodbye, still, always, the moment my lips touched her skin, she went cold, like a light being unplugged. That's when I started to wonder, is this really about her forgetting? Or am I the one who's breaking her? I started counting the days. Not hours, not minutes, days. 47 times I've kissed her goodbye. 47 times she's looked at me like a ghost. 46 times I've tried to fix it. Today I didn't say anything. Just watched her make coffee, humming off-key, just like before we fought. She didn't ask why I was silent. Maybe that's the real tragedy. She doesn't even notice I'm gone anymore. She wore the cream cardigan again, same as every day. I used to tease her about how she never changed out of it. Now I memorize every frayed thread like a prayer. She set the mug down, didn't touch it, just stared at my hand on the table. "Do you cry often?" she asked. I froze. No one's ever asked that before. The question didn't come from love. It came from curiosity about a stranger. I didn't kiss her, not even once. I just sat there as she stood up to leave, her slip-on shoes clicking softly against the floorboards. The clock still reads 6:47. She paused at the door, turned back one last time, and for the first time ever, she smiled. Not confused, not afraid, just gentle, like she remembered something I'd long given up hoping for. She whispered something I didn't catch. I leaned forward, heart hammering. Maybe this was it. Maybe she remembered everything. But then, her lips stopped moving. Her smile stayed. Her body didn't crumple. She just dissolved, like ash in wind. No sound, no light, just the absence of warmth where she stood. The red shoes remained on the floor. The mug sat untouched, and I was alone. I dropped to my knees and grabbed her shoes, still warm. The lavender spray sat half empty on the counter. The clock still reads 6:47. I ran upstairs, tore open the floorboard beneath our bed, the one we swore never to touch. Inside was a photo album. Her handwriting on the cover, "For Ellie, if you're reading this, I'm sorry," and in the last picture, a little girl with blue hair and my eyes. Date 2039. The photos showed our wedding, then her alone in this kitchen, holding a baby, then her older, smiling beside a gravestone I didn't recognize. The date on the last one was 7 years from now. I didn't die. She did. Every time. Each loop doesn't erase my memory, it erases her. My love isn't saving her. It's killing her over and over. And I've been the only witness, because I'm the last person who ever loved her. I tore through the drawers in the kitchen, her journals, her grocery lists, even the back of old receipts, all written in her hand, all dated yesterday. But the dates kept shifting, March 12th, then March 11th, then March 9th. Like time was being scrubbed clean after every kiss. I screamed her name until my throat bled. No echo, just the clock ticking louder. I found her blue-dyed hair strand caught in the rocking chair's weave, still soft, still warm. I held it to my nose and smelled lavender and rain. The geraniums outside, dead, petals brown and brittle on the porch floor. But yesterday they were bursting red. I didn't notice until now. Something changes when she fades, and I'm the only one who sees it. I moved the coffee mug from the counter to the sink. I turned the clock face down. I hid her red shoes under the bed. I didn't kiss her goodbye. I just stood there, shaking. She looked at me like a ghost she'd seen before, and then whispered, "You're still here." Her voice cracked. That's when I knew she remembers fragments, and it's killing her. I found her diary tucked inside the lavender spray bottle. Page after page of the same words. "If you're reading this, I'm gone again. Don't try to fix it. He loves me too much to let go." The ink blurred in places like she cried while writing. The last entry, "He doesn't know he's the reason I disappear. Tell him." I loved every loop. I sat at the table and ate breakfast alone, her plate still warm. I poured coffee into both mugs. I even set her spoon beside mine. The clock hit 6:48. Nothing changed. No fade. No scream. Just silence. So I whispered, "I'm sorry I didn't let you go." And for the first time, she didn't answer, because this time she was already gone. I walked back to the bedroom and picked up her red slip-on shoes, still warm. I pressed them to my chest like they were a heartbeat. The clock still read 6:47. But now it wasn't stuck, it was waiting. Like time itself holds its breath for me to choose again. I looked at our wedding photo on the nightstand. Her eyes in it weren't smiling. She was begging me to stop. I traced the tattoo on my left hand, the wedding band. I'd never noticed before, but the ink was fading. Not peeling, dissolving, like it was being erased from my skin, because she's being erased from the world. And if my love is what keeps her alive in these loops, then every time I touch her, I'm the one pulling the plug. I found her blue hair clip inside my hoodie pocket. Must have slipped in when I hugged her yesterday. I didn't remember putting it there, but she did. She left it for me. On the back, scratched in tiny letters, "Don't kiss me again." My hands shook. I had one chance to break this cycle. Not with love, with release. I didn't go to the kitchen. I didn't touch the mug. I didn't turn off the clock. I sat on the edge of the bed and held her hand as she woke up, her eyes clear, calm, alive. She looked at me like we'd never fought, like we'd never been broken. "You're still here," she said again. This time, I just nodded. And for the first time since this began, I didn't say goodbye. She didn't move, didn't speak, just squeezed my fingers once, gentle, final, and her skin turned cool. Not cold, not gone yet, but fading, slowly, like mist under morning sun. I didn't cry. I couldn't. The clock ticked past 6:47. Still no change, no explosion, no scream, just quiet. and her breath slowing, matching mine, until it stopped. I held her until the last of her warmth vanished. The cardigan fell to the sheets like a discarded shell. The lavender spray rolled off the nightstand and shattered on the floor. The clock still read 6:47, but now, for the first time, it was ticking forward. I looked down at my hand. The tattoo was gone, just skin, and for once, I didn't know why I was crying. I walked downstairs. The mug was gone. Her shoes were gone. Even the geraniums outside had regrown, vibrant red, fresh and blooming. I sat in the rocking chair and stared at the empty porch step. No notes, no clues, just silence. And then, a single blue hair drifted down from nowhere, landed on my knee. I picked it up, held it, whispered, "I'm still here, for her, always."